tonight, as Las Vegas hotels start filling up again, some guests are sounding the alarm, claiming they were ripped off some while they slept.
And 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears now exposes a string of brazen hotel room heists that police right now are trying to solve.
Amid the lights and luxury of the Las Vegas Strip rises the Encore Tower Suites, a favorite indulgence for California couple Ambria and Justin Luettjohann.
We decided to take off on New Year's Day just for a little mini vacation for the weekend. And we are very used to staying at the Wynn. It's kind of been our favorite place.
It was their first vacation since the pandemic broke out.
And an opportunity to do something after being sheltered for such a long time during the quarantine of 2020. So,
due to restaurant restrictions in early January, they ordered room service. When they were done,
took the tray outside.
Ambria did the same thing she does every night at home before going to bed.
Take my rings, my watch, any jewelry, and set it all in one spot.
When she awoke the next morning, she walked a few yards to the kitchen area where she left everything.
And I went to go put on my wedding ring, and it's not there.
And that's when I noticed my stuff was gone too. Then I realized, wait a minute, where's my watch?
That was gone too, as was all their cash from the previous night. A $37,000 loss, according to the police report, including their Rolex watches and Ambria's ring, right out from under their sleeping noses.
Maybe I'm naive to think that in my own room when I'm going to sleep, I'm safe, but I mean, that's the expectation,
In the police report, a Wynn corporate investigator tells Metro the room lock log showed the suite door was opened from the inside at approximately 1:49 a.m., which could mean the door was not shut all the way. Justin says that's not the case.
And I had locked the French doors with a deadbolt. There wasn't one of those flip over sides because of the style and design of the door.
But there's no record of someone coming into the room from the outside.
In-room burglaries are not necessarily uncommon anywhere in the world, no less than the Las Vegas Strip. What I do find interesting is the manner in which they're getting into the rooms and the fact that people are actually still in their rooms.
Security expert Adam Coffrin spent 19 years as a police officer in Orange County, California, with the tourist-oriented policing unit.
And these types of crimes, believe it or not, we would see quite a bit as what we commonly call as door pushers, or folks just walking down hotel hallways, pushing doors to see did they latch correctly or they locked right.
That would be after a would-be thief was able to bypass layers of hotel security. At the Encore Tower Suites,
it's got a private access. You've got to have a key to get into that. And then just to get to the elevators, you've got to have another access key to get to the elevators and then to go up. So we thought that was a very, very secure location.
Their police report cites a second event with a similar MO that happened 10 minutes after their room was hit.
When we do come across these type of crimes, then we start keeping track of them to see if they're connected.
Which Metro says is likely based on the close timing of the two January 2nd crimes.
I would say that the majority of these type of crimes are typically committed by suspects and not necessarily hotel staff.
One exception, Jeff Burke. He and his wife stayed at the Encore in November 2017 when Carlos Valle worked there as a guest room attendant. According to court records,
he took one of the hotel keys that were our spare keys that we left in the room behind us, and he took it to craft and plan and execute a crime after that. And days later,
Valle and his accomplice Jesus Cervantes were both convicted of felony grand larceny to the tune of over $100,000.
What does it say to the guests is don't take the false comfort that there's a security level that can't be permeated.
Police are still investigating the Luettjohann's case, and no one from the Wynn would go on camera, but they did send a statement. Vice President of Security Todd Fasulo wrote, "Creating a safe environment involves ensuring each suspected theft is reported to Metro." He added that they routinely check room and suite doors to ensure that if the guest closes the door, they shut properly. Coffrin says there are ways around that.
Number one, you could have easily used a under the door tool. So there's essentially a tool that slides underneath the door that allows the door mechanism to be opened from the inside, which would also bypass the deadbolt.
He says thieves have also been known to electronically hack the door lock or take the simple route of renting a room themselves.
And they spent hours on the floors over the course of the evening and into the early morning hours, committing crime.
You might think with all the cameras in casinos, these crimes should be easy to solve.
Cameras in hospitality, it's a fine balance between weighing the privacy of the guests, weighing the security of hotel, but also weighing the liability and risk to a hotel. And
he says that's why most cameras are on the gaming floor, in lobbies and in elevator areas, but likely not in hallways on the guest room floors. The Wynn would not disclose the location of its cameras or what areas they cover. 13 Investigates has been tracking hotel room heists for years. After the Burks case in 2017 at Encore, a thief used a key card to break into a couple's hotel room at the Venetian in 2019 and stole $4,000 worth of personal items. And just last month, this police report was filed by locals after a staycation at the Cosmopolitan. It details another alleged in-room theft while the guests were sleeping. Thieves reportedly stole their bag, wallets, credit and debit cards, iWatch, and room key. According to the police report, there's no video surveillance available. The Cosmopolitan said in order to protect guest privacy, they do not comment on details surrounding an individual's stay. Nevada's innkeeper statute says hotels are not liable for theft of any property a guest leaves in a room where they have access to a safe.
And again, we didn't put our stuff in the safe. We didn't. We felt that in a locked room in the evening while we're there was pretty darn secure, and a very, very secure, in our opinion, hotel room in Las Vegas.
Jeff Burke sued the Wynn. His case ended up in arbitration, where he got $25,000 for emotional distress. On the criminal side, Metro says these investigations take time and often hinge on thieves pawning property they can trace back to the victim.
Take pictures of them. Take photos of your expensive, valuable items. Take note of any serial numbers.
Another way you can protect yourself while traveling.
Travel with, the little, the child or the toddler alarms that you can hang on the door.
Justin's taking it one step further.
I probably have to, going forward, to be comfortable staying at places, set up my own cameras internally in my own room so I know what happens when I'm either not there or even when I'm sleeping.
All the victims we spoke to say they hope that by sharing their stories, they convince others to take safety into their own hands. They all tell us they have no plans to come back to Vegas anytime soon because they feel the hotels are more concerned about protecting their reputation than the safety of their guests. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.